Welcome to another video blog by the Counseling Geek, a blog helping you, the professional educator, develop technical and 21st century skills.
Hello, this is Jeff Rain, the School Counseling Geek, and I'm here to give you a very quick overview. We're not going super in-depth, but a very quick overview of a relatively new feature in Google Drive called Team Drives. And so I did write up a little bit, but I also wanted to show you exactly what it looks like when you're accessing it via your Drive account. So there are a few things you do need to know about Team Drives, and one of them is that it potentially could possibly not be available for your district or your school. It's recently been released. My district did get it. If for some reason you do not see this and your school is a Google Apps for Education school or district, I would suggest reaching out and asking the person who's in charge of the Google Apps account, might be your IT person or your school technology person, to see if and when potentially it might become available. From my use and my research into it, we haven't really started diving into it quite yet, but we just rolled it out to our school counselors, and so I want to share the tool with you. You don't really need to do anything. It's either going to be active or not, but you access it from your Google Drive account. So when you log in and access your Google Drive, very similar to what you're seeing here, this is my Google Drive for my schoolwork. You can see on the left-hand side where my mouse is pointing, you have your typical standard Drive link. Okay, and then right below that, you should start noticing, if you have access to it, a new link called Team Drives. Okay, so changing from my Drive, which I have sole control over, I have to invite outside people in to be able to view or access or edit different documents or folders. Team Drive, the difference is Team Drive is kind of like your Drive, but it's shared with multiple people and they all have the same access level. And so what I did was I currently have 3 different Team Drives. I have one for our high school counselors, our high school level folks, our admins, registrars, educational services. I have one created for our school counselors across all levels at our district. And I have one specifically for my site with myself and my registrar, so we can share forms and things like that in an easy way. And the nice thing about this is there's no longer the need to go in and when you create a new file or a new folder or a new presentation to go and add a bunch of people to have it shared with, have them check their email to access it or check the recently shared with me folder. They can basically just access it when you create a new presentation, for example, or new meeting notes within a Team Drive. Anybody that's on that Team Drive will instantaneously have access to it. So before I take you into an example, I'm just going to show you quickly how to make a Team Drive. So when you're on this Team Drive folder, you just simply hit New. You'll create a title of the Team Drive. So I'll say Demo. And then once it gets done thinking about it, you now have a new Team Drive. Simple as that. Okay, it will give you a few pop-ups as you go through it. If you have questions, feel free to click the Guide Me button. I kind of know what it is, and I'll walk you through some of that. So right now, I am the only member in this Team Drive, which that pop-up was kind of telling us. You can see that here. There's one member. And so I want to say Add New Members. Okay, and this is where you can type in any names. I believe you can even invite groups. So if your school has like groups, so a school counselor group, it'll invite all the school counselors, or sending individual names. You just type in their name or email address there. You select their access level. Okay, they default to full access, meaning by adding anyone initially without changing this option, they can add, delete, edit, change, basically do anything they want with the documents that are in there. Okay, and that's a very important thing because you may not, if you could even use this potentially as a school teacher, or if you have an advisory team or things like that, and invite outside members, invite students potentially. So if you do not want them to be able to, say, edit a document or edit a folder, but maybe just view a folder, you can change that when you add them. Otherwise, they're going to have full access to change anything. Okay. Once you add new members, hit send, and then they'll get a notification that they've been invited to this Team Drive, and they can use it just like any other portion of their Google Drive account. Very simple, very straightforward. You can change things, you can add members, you can manage the members after the fact. So say you added them defaultly and later on you decided, hey, I want to kind of take away or give more access, you can do that from the manage member. You can change themes, make it pretty, you can rename the team to something else if you guys wanted to call it something different. But that's basically, in a nutshell, the Team Drive. I'm going to go ahead and actually delete this Team Drive. because I don't want this sitting in my work email. So let me show you an example of one that we'll start using at my school level for all of our school counselors across our district. So I created this, and I invited all of our 13 massive school counselors in our very small district. You can add as many as you want. From my knowledge, there is no limit in terms of the amount of users that you can invite into a shared drive. My advice, though, is to, you may want to limit accounts based on, if you have 10,000 people trying to access a drive, it can get pretty messy pretty quickly. So you might want to create more small access drives, an English department drive, and then maybe a school drive that is shared with different people so that different things can be done on different levels. But I created a few general folders. So just like with any Google Drive account, you can create a new folder. And I do suggest, if you are the person creating this new team drive, set some organization early. Otherwise, it's going to be a whole bunch of files. If you set some general hierarchies of folders, it helps create things in a little bit more order. You can upload files, create folder uploads. And what I do is, say for example, if one example is I have shared, let's see, not this folder, I have shared some forms. Okay, so this is stuff that I've created in my own personal or my own professional drive that's not shared with this, but I just created copies in that folder, and I moved it into my team drive by right-clicking, select Move To, and then navigating to this Forms folder. And now they have copies of all of the different forms that I offer at my school, so that they don't have to recreate them. They can beg, borrow, and steal them from here. You can also access this. I have a blog post from about 2 or 3 weeks back called Beg, Borrow, Steal, and it's a form dump, so you can actually access this, and I will continue adding as I create new forms or other things that I feel like you might enjoy using. You can actually access this through a shared Google Drive folder as well. So you can check that out on the upper level of the blog, so you'd have to go back to the homepage, but you can see that probably a few blog posts down. So that's a good example there, okay? And then again, anything that you do will be added there automatically. One good use that I envision us doing is, so we're doing some work on our board policies. So instead of having to, I didn't get this form, have it uploaded to this one place, everyone can access it from the same place, so that it's not trying to, you didn't share it with me, you didn't share it with this person. Another good thing is having one place for things like meeting notes. So a PLC meeting note, you can put that in there, and you have one place where you don't have to have, anybody can take notes on it, and they have access to it later. A counseling advisory team, anybody can access the notes later, so they can review it, and you don't have to constantly be sharing or asking things to be shared with you. I highly encourage you to check it out. It's nothing like eye-poppingly kind of out there in terms of brand new stuff. It basically just extends your use of Drive to be able to access it with a whole bunch of other people in a quicker and easier fashion. So I'd encourage you to check that out. Try it out with some of your team members. Encourage your admin, share it with your admin, share it with your teachers. I can see a lot of use for this in, say, departmental meetings and in your department PLCs. You can also share it with students. I believe students even have access to Team Drive. So if they have a study group, or if they have a college advising group, or if they have a history project they're working on as a group, instead of, sometimes this could make things easier like that. Teachers can create, I believe, team drives in their classroom. It really kind of creates a whole new world for Drive to go beyond just your own personal use. So I hope that you enjoy using team drives. If you have tips or tricks that I didn't talk about, I would encourage you, leave a comment on the blog post, leave a comment on the video. I love to learn what you guys are doing with this new tool, so I can also learn from you guys, because by no means do I know everything there is to know about Team Drives or Google Drive, so I'm constantly seeking out new information. So please leave some information, shoot me an email, hit me up on Twitter, tell me what you're doing with some of these tech tools, so that I also can learn and keep fresh on my own journey towards becoming a better user of technology. So once again, this is Jeff, the Counseling Geek. I thank you for watching this. One last thing is, we just recently did release our School Counselor Community Scholarship for 2017 recipients. So I'd encourage you to head over to the School Counselor Community Scholarship page and check out who received these great scholarships from our wonderful donors from different organizations and individuals like potentially yourself. The scholarship donation drive for 2018 is already open, so please consider donating. It goes to a very good cause. All funds go to support school counselors accessing American School Counselor Association National Conference every summer. 2018 will be in Los Angeles. 2017 is in Denver. So please consider donating anything from $5 to $100. All of it goes to a good cause. And even just small donations like $5, the cost of a cup of coffee, makes huge differences when you add it up with the hundreds or thousands of other people that potentially could have the desire to donate to a worthy cause like this. Thank you for watching this, and good luck using your team drive.